Front leaf spring hangers are a make or break part of this project. Today, we're going to be going through the final welding on these. This is stuff that you can apply directly to any project that you're working on. There's always something to be learned. That's what I'm here for. Stick around. I'm Mike, and you're watching My Car Shop. So here's what we've got. We had cut these 5-inch by 10-inch uprights here. We created these angle braces that go here. This needs to be nipped. We're going to do that first thing. This is a little high here, so we're going to take care of getting that a little more level. This is also just a Nova high, so we're going to take that down just a little teeny bit. We had put these angle braces in here. We drilled our holes for the front leaf spring. We still need to do a couple more of those. But what I want, and I also have created that cross brace there. So we're in pretty good shape overall on this. That's what I did yesterday was I moved this one bracket. You can see where it was welded. I had it an inch wrong. So we took care of that. And yeah, so I want to get this all welded up so that the sub-assembly is ready to be put on the frame, even though we're not going to be putting it on yet. I would like to get both of these things ready to rock and roll all night, and I'm old, so party once in a while. Okay, I got that nipped. This is down better now. This is down a little bit, so that's mostly because it's tipped a little bit. I checked that with my square. So I think we're ready to unbolt the leaf spring, take this sub-assembly and get it all welded up. I'm not going to weld it on the frame yet. I may tack it on the frame, but we've got to make sure that we are square from front to back. So we know the frame is square. We've already done that. We know the frame is level within a half a thousandth of an inch. So everything is copacetic. So let me get figured out where I'm probably just going to weld it right here. So let me get a table here to weld on, and we'll go from there. I think the place to start is right here where we start. So we'll weld this one up, and we'll weld down the front, and then what am I telling you for? Let's just do it. Yeah. Okay, wire speed's probably just a little high, but we're getting really good penetration. You can see we got a good heat path, so yeah, that's pretty good. Now this isn't very thick material, obviously, so I don't need to do a TIG pass over this. My welder will do 3/16 pretty decent. So I need to get this cleaned up a little bit. It's already getting pretty warm, so um, yeah, I'll probably come down here next and then that, but I want to run the grinder over this and just get some of the zoots off of it. And yeah, let's get after it. All full disclosure, I struggle to see as I get older. My eyes don't deal well with the light anymore, and even though I'm through a helmet, I just struggle to see. So I got a little bit wonked out. But overall, it's a good strong weld. It may not be the prettiest weld in the world, but I could clean that up if I wanted to. I don't know that I'll bother, um, but I'm not worried about it holding. So um, yeah, I probably should go run a couple tacks, at least a couple strings in there. I'll probably do that. And then we've got to clean this crap up down here and get that welded. What else do we got to do? It'd be nice to not burn my hands It would be nice to put a little piece of fill in here and weld that, so I'll probably do that. Be nice to lay a TIG rod in there, but I don't have a TIG rod that's quite that big. And I could lay a stick weld in there, I suppose. Never tried that. Lay a piece of stick in there with flux on it. As an experiment, that might be fun. No idea what'll happen. Never done it. Could be a total disaster, but it's not a crucial weld, so might be something to learn. Read the numbers on this one, but I believe this is an E6018 rod. And I'm just going to lay it right down in there. Never done this before. It could be a total disaster. So it's an experiment. So I'll weld it. We'll see how it goes. And other than the fact that I can't see because of my eyes, um, so the weld is horrible looking. It worked amazingly well. So note to the future, if you need a fill rod, I've used TIG rod before, but if you need to fill something, if you got some stick rod laying around, it looks like it works. Now, a certified welder may have a coronary over that. I'm so embarrassed by this weld, I don't even want to show you. But again, I can't see, so I had to go over it 3 times, and it still looks like crap. I could grind it down, I could make it pretty. I don't care. So again, it's going to hold. So what else do we need to do? Wouldn't hurt to put a little bit in there. So I'm going to do that. I'm not going to bore you with watching me weld for hours on end. So let me get a little more done, and then we'll get around to this part. Right, there it is. It's all welded up. I did grind a couple spots. Like I said, I'm struggling to see, but overall, it looks pretty good in its overalls. So I'm not worried about strength. So there we go. There's one down. Lather, rinse, and repeat. I won't bore you with that. I'll just be back when I'm done with it. We'll let that one dry. We'll get the other one welded up. There we go. Both of them are done. I did end up dragging the TIG welder out on this one. I was really struggling in here on both sides. So I went ahead after a MIG pass and just TIGged the heck out of it. This one turned out fine. I don't know. I sometimes wonder if my welder is not working 100%. I mean, it's only 36 years old this year. Yeah. So, I can't imagine that it might have issues, and I don't have tissues. But all right, these are still hotter than Hades. So my goddess just got home. I'm going to go see her for a few minutes. We'll let these cool down, then we'll come back out in a split second, and you'll see us kind of fitting them back on the frame where they belong to be. I also want to get this centered up back here and get this tack welded on. I'm not ready to weld it yet, but the rear cross member needs to be tacked on there. So, did you miss me? Whew. Just want a nap, but taking a nap doesn't, get the job done. So, all right. So, yeah, there we go. So what I need to do is get this sorted here and get this rear cross member centered and the tack welded on there, and then we'll take our mounts and get them on up there. So yeah, we are 5 3. We are 5 7/8. 5 7/16. So it needs to go. Gonna guess it's 5 3/4. Maybe we went too far. Let's see. Didn't seem like it did. Yeah, 5 and 3. Yeah, it needs to go that way further. Okay, because it was just short of 5.5 over there. Okay, 5 and 5/8. 5 and 9/16. So we're within about a 32nd of an inch. 5 and 5/8. 5 and 9/16. The other thing I need to do though is check our frame to make sure that it's copacetic and not so pathetic. 38.5. Gotta go up there and check the same thing. So the frame is like this, so I got to get that sorted out. So I'm going to get that done and then I'll be back. Now I got to measure back to know exactly where this has got to go, but it's going to be pretty close, about right here, I think. That's going to be pretty close. Let's see if we can squeeze her in here a little bit. Maybe. Yep, perfect. Yep, good. We are. Oh yeah, we're not square like a toilet because we've got to do that. So we'll get that in a minute. But I want to get my dimension back. Tentative back. So 56, I think, is the number I want. In the rear of the frame. And we are at 55 and 7/8. So let's see if we can just. Pretty good there. All right, now we got to make it square like a toilet. Which is doing this. Ooh. Okay, we are off just a nova. Okay, now we're way too far that way. It's always some dumb thing, you know? And now it's all down too low, so we gotta go. How the heck did that happen? That's better. We'll get that straightened in a minute. This is warped up just a little bit, but I know this plate was a little bent. So yeah, we are too high. Oh. That's pretty close right there. Yep. Okay, good. Now we got to check our length. So it's lather, rinse, and repeat. I won't bore you with that, but that's what I got to do is I've got to get it positioned back from the rear of the frame where I want it. I need to get it square, and I need to have it the correct height so that everything fits back. So I'm going to get that done, and I'll be right back. How we made these is in another video, so if you want to see the details of that, you can just go back an episode or two, and it's here on the channel. But that was an ordeal, but I got it. So we're 56 from the front face to the back of the frame, not to the back of the cross member, to the back of the square tube. We are, I should probably measure that way before I get that one done also, so we'll do that. Our wheelbase now is at 116 3/4, something like that. I'm good with that. So what I had to do was, I couldn't get it to stay square. I didn't help myself any by having the leaf spring bolted onto it, but I really wanted to be sure that my center to center was close. So what I ended up doing was just welding a tack weld up in here first, and then I was able to move it around a little bit and get it square. Then I welded down here, and these are terrible welds because this welder is way too small for this quarter wall. But I got 2 tacks there. Then I went down here and I welded 2 tacks, and I got 1 up here. So it's good now. It's obviously not going to be driving on this, but it'll hold, especially once I get this cross member across here, which is not going to happen today. But I need to go lather, rinse, and repeat on that side. So I think I'll take you through the process. I think that's important that you see how I did that. I'm also running out of time, so we're going to be okay. But anyway, so let's get after that side, and I'll take you through step by step. I'm going to make my life a little easier with this one, I think, and just give myself some latitude there. But so this one isn't bolted down. So I need to be 56 to the front. Yeah. And we got to go back a Nova. And my hammer's over there, of course. Arg, arga, harga, maharg. So let's get that same thing. Okay, but I also need to be sure that I'm up enough. So that's an issue, and I don't have a tissue. I'll go get this one out of my way. Okay, so we need to raise this whole thing. There we go. And it needs to go back a Nova. A little bit more. This is important because if it's off, it'll dog track. So you don't want it going down the road like this, you know. All right, I'm going to do the same thing now. I'm going to weld that and make sure it's 56. Yep. So I'm going to weld that, except I know for a fact that this is too low. It needs to go up. So that's going to screw me up. So let's get that dealt with. What is holding me up? Okay, there we go. Okay, now I got to redo my dimensions. So that's why I wanted to take you through this. It is tedium, but it's got to be done because, you know, it's got to be. Yeah, and we're off like a wild herd of turtles. Okay, that's 56. I really think I want to check my square just to be sure. It needs to go up here. Yeah, we're bumping there, so this whole thing just needs to go. Let me make myself a mark. That'll save me some time. There we go. Now we're up in there. Needs to go up just a little more. That's too much, but I'd rather too much was not enough. Yeah, I'm glad I'm doing this because this is the fun of it. Okay, there we go. Oh, so the rabbit's in a stove, eh? Go back just a little more. Okay, that's pretty good. Now we got to check our length. Isn't this fun? Okay, we are nuts on. So that's why we made that mark. All right, so now I'm going to tack the front. Pardon me while I remove you. Pretty decent tack. Mark here maybe. Okay, now we check our square. Now we check our square. Made the mistake of bouncing the suspension because I was all excited and snapped off my tack welds because that welder's not nearly strong enough for this quarter wall stuff. So had to go ahead and get that back on there, but it's all back together again. So I need to get my spring mount situation sorted out so the springs are in. I also realized that I have the springs reversed, that's the left side spring and this is the right side spring. So we need to switch those, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. And the reason is because of the body roll torque. The spring on the because when you on a Mopar, when you step on the motor, well, on any car, whatever the rotation of the motor is, you step on it, does this, right? So you need a stronger spring in the back to help compensate for that a little bit on the passenger side. So um, yeah. So anyway, that's I got to switch those, but there's a lot of work to do back here yet, obviously. But I think it turned out. I think it turned out pretty good. So thanks for spending the day, literally the whole day, out here in the shop with me. I was really happy to be able to take you through some of this and just let you see the tedium. Yes, I know it doesn't make for great content, but if you really want to understand setting stuff up like this is what it is. It's just a lot of, and I always try to do things in sub-assemblies so that these aren't really welded on here yet, but the sub-assembly is tacked on there. That the sub-assembly is all welded. We did that on the left front, and the next episode you're going to see on the channel probably is me doing the right front. I haven't done that yet. I was hoping to get that one done today, but by the time we got companies actually already here, and I need to get in the house and make supper. So that'll do it for this one. I appreciate you being here. Like, share, subscribe. We have channel memberships for as little as $5 a month. I'd love to have you over there. You get access to all kinds of behind the scenes content, member only pictures, member only posts. There's a lot of stuff that goes on for the channel members. I try to make it really worth their while. As always, we do 3 episodes a week, Friday, Sunday, and Tuesday. And one more thing, don't forget, around MKS, it's important.